comparison was killing me. It was destroying me. It's self-sabotage. Comparison is truly self-sabotage. This might sound a little bit cringy or corny, but that's because you've heard this many times, and just like I did, you refuse to accept it. You're not supposed to judge a fish by how well it climbs a tree. Maybe you've been judging yourself by how well you can climb a tree, but maybe you're supposed to swim. Maybe you're probably the best swimmer out there. How do you know? Maybe you have to look at yourself in a different perspective. That's what I did. I remember I was having a conversation with my friend, and I told him that, I've been coming up with all these business ideas or these like YouTube video ideas, and I keep failing. And he was like, maybe all the failures you're going through are going to lead you to somewhere better than you ever expected. He was like, maybe you're on a different mission. Maybe you've been looking at this completely different. And I remember when he said that, I realized that, okay, maybe I am on a different mission. Maybe what I'm meant to do is completely different. And I realized that that stopped me from even starting. That stopped me from even trying to do better. And I feel like it boils down to three things. These three principles or these three rules help me when it comes to comparing myself or when I get stuck in these negative thought patterns. Number one is that you don't know what happened behind the scenes. I have no clue what this person had to go through. If I look at someone who's making a lot of money, I don't know that maybe they've been broke for a very long time and they finally just started making money. How do you know? You don't know what happened behind the scenes. You don't know that this person's family member just passed away and now he has nothing else to focus on, so he's just going to focus on his business, and that's why he's making money. But he's like, I'd rather give up all that money just to get my family member back. And you're comparing yourself. You're like, man, I wish I was in this position, but you don't know what he lost. You don't know what he had to go through. You've been looking at someone who got a new job, and it's the job you've always wanted, but you don't know that maybe this person's been trying for 4 years, and now the 5th year he finally got the job. Maybe he's applied 100 times more than you've applied. Maybe he had to fail multiple times. Maybe he hit rock bottom last year, and now finally this year he just got the job. You don't know what the person went through behind the scenes. If you want to be in someone else's shoes, you have to realize that in order for this person to be where they are, they had to go through a lot of trials and tribulations. Are you willing to go through their same trials? Anytime I look at someone else who's doing quote unquote better than me, I try to think that, okay, how did this person get there? I would never want to go through what they went through. Like, sure, this person is wealthy and they're successful, but maybe that person had to go through something so tough that if you went through it, you wouldn't be able to withstand it. It's almost like comparing, Steph Curry to Joel Embiid. You never go up to Joel Embiid and you're like, hey, how come you don't have as many three-pointers as Steph Curry? How come you don't have as many assists? And you never go up to Steph Curry and you ask him, how come you don't have as many blocks as Joel Embiid or rebounds? The coach relies on Steph Curry to do one thing, and he relies on a center to do something else. Even now, those thought patterns still creep in sometimes, like with YouTube, for example. I would look at someone else's YouTube channel, like this new girl, I don't know if you heard of her. She just started making podcasts with Drake, and she's blowing up. She has 5-6 million views in a week, and this is her 6th, 7th video, and I'm just like, what? I'm over here working so hard to make these videos, and all she has to do is get Drake, and boom, just like that, she just makes a lot of money and has all the fame. But I'm like, maybe she had to go through something behind the scenes that I don't know of. I don't know what she had to go through to get Drake on there. Or maybe Drake is with her because you never know, in a year or two, she's passing away. She probably has cancer. There's certain things that you don't know. You don't know what's happening behind the scenes. You don't know what's happening currently, and you don't know what happened in the past. So for you to say that I want to be in this person's position, you have to be careful what you wish for, because you get everything. You get the good and the bad. The second thing that helps me, I'm very ungrateful if I don't compare myself to my past self. So when you look at someone else's life, you forget how far you've came. You forget the good things in your life. You're less grateful. I feel like that makes me very ungrateful over time, because I'm not looking at how far I've came. I'm not looking at my progress. Maybe you had to go through something extremely tough to get to where you're at. You've made it so far, but instead of being grateful, instead of feeling better and believing in yourself because you've made it so far, you're like, but I want to get there. And there's nothing wrong with having goals and ambitions, but not remembering or not being grateful for what you have currently is going to destroy you. It was destroying me. I was at level 0 and now I'm at level 3, and I'm comparing myself to a person who went from level 3 to level 6. It doesn't make sense. I can only compete with myself. I can only compare myself to who I was in the past, because the person in the past has my weaknesses and my strengths. And nobody else is like me. I'm completely unique. Nobody else can be me. It brings me to the third thing that helps me is becoming the best version of myself. There's no other Mudney, there's no other me on this planet. There's no other you on this planet. Nobody else is like you. You're unique. And like I said in the beginning, this might sound a little bit corny or cringy, but you know it's true. People have to repeat it multiple times for you and I to accept it, for you and I to understand that, okay, you know what? You're saying the truth. You are right. I am different. I am on a different mission. No one else is like me. I'm not trying to say you're special, because to think you're special, that just means you don't have to try at all. You don't have to work hard at all. That's not what I'm saying. But you're unique. You have certain strengths that other people don't have. You have certain weaknesses that other people don't have. You have a different vision. You have a different goal. So what you need to focus on is becoming the best version of you. If God were to make another version of me with the same strengths and the same life and the same weaknesses, there's no way that that person would be able to do better than I'm doing. I have to be the best version of myself, that when I die, I need to look back at my life and think, okay, I did the best that I could do. I did the most that I could do. With everything that I was given, with all the cards that I had, right? All the cards that I was handed, with everything that I was given, all my circumstances, I did the best that I could do. And that's why comparing yourself doesn't make sense, because you weren't dealt the same hands as someone else. You don't have the same circumstances as someone else. You live a completely different life as that other person you're comparing yourself to. So that's why you need to take what you have and what you don't have and make the best out of that. Because if God wanted you to be the person you're comparing yourself to, he would easily make you that person, or he would give you the strengths to become that person. But maybe you're meant to do something different. And it doesn't mean that you're lower than that person or that you're far behind that person. Maybe you're looking at it in a different way. Like I said, you can't judge a fish by how well it climbs a tree. Maybe when it comes to climbing a tree, yes, you're very far behind, but when it comes to swimming, no one can compete with you. And I feel like what I ended up doing is that comparison led to self-sabotage. It led to destroying my dreams. It led to this perfectionist mindset that destroys my motivation. I didn't even feel like getting up out of bed because, like, why would I even try? Why would I even try? Why would I start a YouTube channel if I know that I'm not going to be as good as anyone else? But maybe you're only supposed to be as good as you can be. Maybe you're only supposed to be the best version of you and not the best version of anyone else. And it all comes down to believing in yourself. Life is not happening to you. Life is happening for you. Everything around you is moving in a way that's going to get you to where you're supposed to go. But it won't work out unless you believe in yourself. It won't work out if you keep comparing yourself to others. Next time you see someone succeeding, be happy for them, because you don't know how many L's that person took. That's what I tell myself. Next time I see someone doing good in anything that I want to do good in, I'm going to think about what happened behind the scenes, what that person had to go through. Maybe that person had to take a lot of L's. And that helps me deal with, okay, I should actually be happy for this person. Because if I went through 4 years of constant failing, and in the 5th year I did good, I would be really happy for myself. So why can't I be happy for someone else? Next time I see someone else succeeding in something that I want to succeed in, I'm not going to feel like I should be them. Because to be them, I have to go through what they went through. And to be them, I have to have their strengths and their weaknesses and their circumstances. Everything that I've been given, I want that. And everything that I don't have, I don't want that. All the cards that I was dealt with, those are the cards that I want. That's everything that I want is what I currently have. And I have to become the best version of that with everything that I've been given. And if I see someone else doing better, I have to remind myself that person has different strengths and different weaknesses. He has a completely different life. That person has completely different circumstances. And they have a different mission. They have a different version or view of success. There's so many factors that separate us. And if you're interested in becoming the best version of yourself, there's a video that I recently dropped in where I go over the 6 habits of the top 1% of men. So if you're interested, click the video and learn more.